Today we look at 3 stocks from a technical perspective. When a market event happens in the life of a stock, what does it mean in chart language? Is it bullish or bearish? Peter Ashton, Vice President at Recognia, joins me. Let's begin. So our first chart is Reservoir Minerals. What does this one tell us?
So Reservoir Minerals is a small Canadian gold miner. They're based in Vancouver. Most of their operations are in Serbia and Africa. But what this chart tells us is that the price of Reservoir Minerals has moved downward since approximately the summer. So we can see on the chart those gray trend lines showing the downward trend. But earlier this week, the stock confirmed a bullish classic pattern. This is actually called a bottom triangle. And the bottom triangle tells us that the price is likely to reverse the previous bearish trend and actually move higher. And the principles of technical analysis will allow us to derive a target price based on a classic pattern such as this. So we can actually find that the target price for Reservoir Minerals is $525 to $540. And that represents about a 19% increase over the previous price.
All right, chart 2 is Rite Aid, the drugstore chain. What's it telling us?
So Rite Aid is a very well-known U.S. drugstore chain as part of the Fortune 500. What the chart shows us is that the stock has had a kind of a hard time over the last 30 days or so. The stock actually had an earnings release in the middle of September, which was very lukewarm. You can see the price moved down very sharply based on those earnings. We see the gray trend line showing us that downward trend. Now, earlier this week, the stock confirmed a bullish classic pattern called a double bottom, which we can see outlined in the red markup in this particular chart. And if we look at the target price for Rite Aid, it's actually $7, which represents about a 9% increase over the price that this pattern was confirmed at. And what's interesting is that this is actually a fairly short-term event, so we actually see this target price being achieved around the end of the year.
Oh, so it could move that quickly?
Yes.
Oh, okay, very interesting. And how do you determine whether it's, I guess, shorter or a long period of time that you have to wait?
Yeah, so this all comes from the principles of technical analysis you'd read about in the standard literature, but essentially we measure the length of the pattern in terms of the number of days it takes to confirm the pattern, and we add that to the confirmation date, and that gives us a rough rule of thumb for how long it will take to reach the target price.
All right, and we've had 2 bullish, so now we have a bearish event. The third one is AltaGas.
So AltaGas is an Alberta-based company producing natural gas and electricity. And like a lot of energy stocks in Canada, they've had a bit of a rough ride over the last year or so, and AltaGas is no different. It hit a high back in August of 2014, and it's been on pretty much a decline ever since. In this chart, we can see a very steep decline that took place starting in the spring of this year. Stock has moved significantly lower. And we actually had earlier this week a pattern called a symmetrical continuation triangle. You can see marked up in red on the chart. And again, this is a bearish continuation pattern. This tells us that the previous bearish trend is likely to continue. And if we look at the target price we derive from this particular pattern, we see that it's about $24.50 to $26.25, so quite a bit below the current price. So unfortunately, things don't look much better for AltaGas in the near future.
No, they don't. Now, are the charts always so clearly evident when you look at them?
So that is kind of where Recognia's chart recognition technology comes in. We're scanning the entire market every day. We're finding all the most interesting events, and we're bringing those forward as part of our Bulls and Bears newsletter. And we actually rank those events in terms of quality, so we're trying to bring forward the best ideas each day.
Thanks very much, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
Well, there you have it. 3 ideas for your trading toolbox. I'm Marianne Deveni. I've been joined by Peter Ashton, Vice President at Recognia. Thanks for watching.